Welcome back, Algebra 1. This is Lesson 96, Difference of Two Squares. This is a type of factoring that is used for special factors. In order for this to work, pay attention that you need to have subtraction be in the middle and that both terms have to be perfect squares. Okay, so it's going to be two terms. And you can see by this top row, there were two terms and they were subtracted in the middle. They had to both be perfect squares, okay? So we need to check. This one did not work because the 10 is not a perfect square. Okay, we can't multiply the same number in order to get to 10. So now looking at the examples down below, we check to see, are they two terms being subtracted? Yes. Are they both perfect squares? Yes. So I'm going to write yes here for this example. Next one, check if they are indeed two terms being subtracted. Yes. And then are they perfect squares? Well, 49 is perfect. X squared is perfect. 20 is not a perfect square. That makes it a no overall. All right, and then the last one, I have an x squared and a minus 16x. So yes, subtraction of two terms, perfect square. 16 is a perfect square. X by itself is not a perfect square. So this one's going to be no. All right, we're going to try some star questions. Solving x squared equals 16. In order to solve that, we would square root both sides. So I take a square root to both sides. When I do that, I introduce the concept of a plus minus. So the left side cancels to just x, but the right side is a plus minus square root 16. And then simplifying the square root 16 part, I get plus minus 4. Okay, so that is my solution. Coming over to question 2. Solving x squared equals 17. I'm going to go ahead and square root both sides. When I do, it introduces the plus minus in front of that square root 17. And by the way, square root 17 cannot break down. So this is my final answer for question 2. Looking in your textbook, use the difference of two squares theorem to write the answers to the following equations. So question A, we have p squared equals 169. I'm going to square root both sides. Okay, and when I do that, it introduces a plus minus. So now I have p equals plus minus the square root of 169, and that is a perfect square. If you're not confident of your perfect squares, you can always check your multiplication chart. And I get a plus minus 13 answered on that. Going to question B, I have, q squared equals 23. Okay, so I can square root both sides in order to get rid of that q squared. That gives me q equals plus minus the square root of 23. 23 cannot break down any further. So that is my solution for question B. Coming to question C, I have w squared equals 14. If I square root both sides, I get w equals plus minus the square root of 14. That cannot break down any further. So I leave it just like that. Okay, and you'll notice that this has homework on Delta Math. So you're going to be doing the rest of this online. Good luck.